Second video of the day for me today. A bit like number 9 buses, you don't see one for years and then suddenly they all come along in droves. What I'm going to do now is do a quick tour of the music room, or our music room, where we listen, store it all and listen to it and whatever. I've seen quite a few of them and they seem popular. I love watching what other people do. I don't know what it is. There used to be a programme that was on in this country, ran for years and years and years, and it was sort of a game show format. And I think it was called Through the Keyhole, and basically it was going around minor celebrities' houses trying to see what they got in there, I think. And then the game show, the format was that you would try and guess whose house it was. And in fact, one of the presenters was a chap called Lloyd Grossman, an American, but he's moved on to better things now. He provides health food and things like that. And the modern day equivalent, of course, is Cribs, and I think there's on MTV and a junior version. But anyway, I find it fascinating, and it's the thing that I think all of us that have a love of music do. If we go in somebody else's house and they've got a CD collection, we start having a look through. And partly it's like the line in High Fidelity, we sort of judge people on their music taste, which is wrong, but we do. And if they've got a record collection, well then that's a bonus, isn't it? So this is our music room. We moved into this house about 8 years ago, and in our previous place my CDs were absolutely everywhere. So I put these shelves up. I think there's 10 of them, glass shelves, another IKEA product, and it did hold all the CDs at one time, but as you all know in the vinyl community, it doesn't last long. So it then expanded onto this shelving unit here, which is, I got it from a guy on eBay. He was a young guy, joiner, and he'd built this himself. It's actually solid oak, it really is heavy. And there's a chap in Q magazine actually sells these for over £400 each, so I thought it was a bit of a bargain for £41. The interesting thing was that this chap was moving in with his girlfriend, and she was making him get rid of his CD shelves. So I often wondered what happened with that relationship. So that is pretty much our CD collection. I never count these things, it's pointless, but I'm guessing there's something like 2,000 there maybe, and it goes from A, B, C, D, right now, all alphabetical on there. A few box sets, there's Bruce Springsteen tracks, Born to Run, a Genesis box set of early archive material, and one of the Neil Young archive box set that came out probably 3 years ago maybe now. And then over on this shelf, the bottom shelf's all my wife's stuff, and then various artists' compilations, and then the next shelf up it's all Bruce really, right till the middle of the shelf. I'm not a completist, I never buy multiple copies of the same album, but I make an exception for Bruce. And then there's some other related artists, because back in the sort of 90s and first got on the internet, found that you could get stuff from the States which was related. So there's Southside Johnny, and who'd been listening to since the early 80s, Joe Grishecki, who else? Joe D'Urso, people like that, Gary US Bonds. A couple of DVDs up there, High Fidelity, Live Aid, the UK version thereof. And then coming over this way, I've got my actual system. Not big into hi-fi, I have to say. I tend to, I'd rather spend the money on records, to be honest, but it's a Project Debut 3 turntable, Arkham Alpha 7 SE CD player, the matching amp, and a Technics cassette deck. I haven't got many cassette decks these days, or many cassettes these days. Arkham, I don't know if you get that in the States, certainly it's in the UK, it's very British hi-fi. I think it's considered better quality, higher end stuff. Dotted a few pictures around the walls. My wife bought me that a few years ago. Reproduction of the Rolling Stone cover, and Bruce became music for the masses. Photograph of Coverdale when he led White Snake. Interesting thing over here. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. That's a backstage pass for Deep Purple Rapture of the Deep tour, signed by Ian Gillan and Steve Morse. A friend of mine shocked me to the core one time when he phoned up and said he'd knew somebody who could get us backstage passes and free tickets. So I think that was 5 years ago we went there, coming up to. Then panning around the room, another photograph. A band called Altered Images. I had a bit of a thing about Claire Grogan back in the early 80s. Picked that up off eBay. And then the music collection. The vinyl collection. There's a picture disc of Magnum. I'm not particularly a big fan of Magnum, but I think that's brilliant artwork on that one. I tend to keep all the miscellaneous stuff here, but it's a bit of an allegory, if you like, or an example of the sort of things I like. So there's a Smiths box set, the singles box set to the left, Joy Division, Elvis, Public Image, Metal Box, Stereophonics. That was a fan only. I'm not at the time in the fan club, but I picked that up. Performance and Cocktails, I think the 10-inch vinyl. Series of box sets, Nick Drake, Dylan, Jethro Tull. I've got a few blues, jazz albums. Not a lot. I think for me, jazz is a bit like champagne. You should always have a bottle on ice, just in case you need something to celebrate. The same with there's a bit of John Control, Charles Mingus, Duke Ellington. So just in case we're in the mood. And then it pretty much runs alphabetical after that, right the way through. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right through to Z at the end. Again, these shells I got from a company on eBay. I like them. I don't like tightly packed shells. I like to be able to flick through and browse. So I'm looking like I'm getting ready for a new one, really. Down here at the end is the only thing that it goes out to the alphabetical order. A few I've got Christmas albums here. Quite like Christmas music. So there's a few there, and soundtracks and various artists. And then all of these are all new 180 gram. I don't know why I didn't file them away like all the others. I just wanted to keep them separate for some reason. And then over here, just two flight cases. These have got singles in. Just show you those. I'm not a big singles collector, but you know, you can't help accumulate them over the years. There's quite nice ones in here. Again, it's A, B, C right through to S over here. I kept these all together because I acquired them all at one time from somebody who had them for sale, so I bought them. But they are quite nice, and mono EPs in brilliant condition. Silver Black, I don't know if you know how international she is. Cliff Richard, another Pretender, another English Elvis like Billy Fury. So quite nice EPs. And then the final thing, probably show you. Oh, the guitar over there, which I play very badly. I give it a thrash now and again, but can't pretend to be much of a guitar player. The reality is that it just looks such a beautiful instrument, so I bought it. And then the final thing I'll show you is what I'm sure all VC members must have. It's like a nursery. So I buy a new album, and it goes in with these. In this pile, and going through it, you can get a flavour for what I've been listening to recently. So there's the third Noy album, Eamon Dull, Susie and the Banshees, Fruits to Mare compilation album. I'll talk about that in the future, I think. Head Music, 50 Words for Snow, Kate Bush, a chap called Declan Burke that me and Harry and my wife went to see a few weeks ago. Another compilation album. Band of Horses, Smoke Fairies. That's a really good album. If you like ska music, you've got to get that, and it's a bargain price online. I can't remember the name of the it's Precious Sounds. Search them up on eBay. The album's really a good price, and it's a series of late 60s ska 45s collected together. I Break Horses, David Sylvian, Brilliant Trees, Metamatic, John Fox, Sam Peebles, I Can't Stand the Rain, Betty Wright, I Love the Way You Love, the Jam live album, Billy Currie instrumental album, Ozzy Osbourne, Michael Schenker Group, Glenn Campbell, Kraftwerk, Ace Frehley, Susie and the Banshees again, Doobie Brothers, Black Sabbath. We've got Motorhead album, Black Sabbath, Blake Babies. This is an interesting band from Denmark. I hadn't heard from them. Pick this up. DAD, Disneyland After Dark. Had to change the name because Mickey Mouse's corporation didn't like the fact they called themselves Disneyland, which is ridiculous really. Robbie Robertson, Led Zeppelin, David Lee Roth, James Taylor, Eldorado, Roaches, Mountain, Guns N' Roses, goes on and on. So I think that's something that all VC members must have, and it looks like it's about time I need to start sorting those out and filing a few away. And I'll sit at this table hours watching videos. So that's the room VC. I hope it's of interest to some of you.